The road to Canton ends here. Town Square TV presents the game of the week from Coleman Stadium in Edina, Minnesota. It's the 2021 WFA American Conference Championship between the Cali War and your Minnesota Vixen. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Parker, along with former Vixen All-American quarterback Kirsten Hansen. One of these two teams will head to the WFA Division I National Championship in 2 weeks. The other will head home for what will be a long off-season of asking what if. Now, Kirsten, how are the Vixen going to punch their ticket to Canton tonight?
I think it starts at the line, both offensive and defensive line. For the Vixen, they're a multifaceted offense, but they start and end with that run. That offensive line can control that, give Grace and the rest of the running back core room to run. They'll be successful. And on the defensive side, if they can get pressure on this quarterback system that Cali War puts out there, they like to throw, they like to get the ball in the air. If they can control the line of scrimmage there, make sure that they don't have time to set up and throw, that those wide receivers don't have time to get open, I think that's the key to the game.
If the regular season has been any indication, we should see a pretty high-scoring affair. These are two teams that know how to put points on the board. The Cali War, they are averaging just under 34 points a game, while the Minnesota Vixen over 51 points per game. But they've also got two pretty good defenses. Cali War, only 8 points per game. Minnesota Vixen, just under 7 points per game. So, irresistible force meets the immovable object tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And, no matter what the stats tell us, it's playoff football. It's a different vibe. It's a different energy that teams are bringing. Nerves, excitement. It's going to be exciting to see what happens tonight.
The winner of this game will most likely face off against the soon-to-be National Conference champion Boston Renegades. At last check, they were up 35-3 in the second quarter of the National Conference Championship game in Boston. This is Championship Saturday here in the WFA. 3 divisions, 2 championship games per division for the right to go to Canton later on this month. So here we go. The Minnesota Vixen will receive the kick.
Just like they like to start. Give the ball to their offense. Try to get points on the board quick. Start fast. We'll see if they can do it tonight.
And what did you tell me about them scoring first this season?
I believe they have played 7 games thus far, and they are 7 for 7 on first drives turning into points.
Number 1, Erica Collins will kick for Cali. Number 11, Kaya Segula. Number 13, Sam Barber back deep to receive for the Vixen. A spot in Canton, Ohio on the line right here, folks. And we thank you for joining us here on Town Square. And we are underway. Low end over end kick taken by Kaya Segula up to the 40, down at the 49-yard line, and that is where the Vixen will start their first series.
Great starting field position. And again, like I said, right out of the gate here, I think the Vixen are probably going to want to establish some dominance in the run game and that front 5. See if they can move some of these Cali War defenders, get the gaps and the openings that they're looking for their offense.
Aaron McIsaac going to bring the Vixen up to the line. Over 900 yards passing this season for McIsaac. 1 running back in the backfield. Sam Barber in motion. Play action. Ball knocked out of her hand. And she covers it up on the 40-yard line. That's a 9-yard loss on the play. Boy, she was lucky that wasn't a turnover.
Yeah, it looks like it's slightly broken play. I'm not sure if that was a blitz from the linebacker core of Cali War that got in there so quickly. They tried to pull off that fake going to a pass, not able to execute.
So here we go, 2nd down and long. It's going to be 2nd and 19 from the Minnesota 40. And that was Grace Cooper taking the direct snap. She's across the 40, across the 45, to the outside to the 50, 45, 40, still on her feet, finally knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That is a Vixen first down. What a run by Grace Cooper, 24 yards.
That's the magic of the Vixen offense right there. Throw two of your running backs into the backfield, run a option play, see what's open. Great blocking downfield. Kaya Segula taking care of that cornerback, giving Grace another extra 10 yards there.
So the Vixen, they are on the move. Again, they have scored a touchdown on every opening drive this season. 7 games, 7 opening drive touchdowns. McIsaac in the shotgun. She's going to hand it to Cooper, and Cooper is stacked up in the backfield. Desiree Black was right there to get her, brings her down at the 40. That's going to be a loss of 4. It will be second down.
That's the second time we've seen Desiree Black in the backfield there, coming off of that linebacking position, cheating up, looking for those spots to blitz through, and I think she looks like she's almost just keying in on Grace Cooper now. Even
though we know that the Vixen has a potent passing attack, as we are taking a look here, and Desiree Black, it was nowhere to go for Grace Cooper on that play. We know the Vixen has a potent passing attack, but they have come out running the first 3 plays from scrimmage. McIsaac, play action. She's looking up top, and that pass is intercepted. Intercepted by number 5, Tori Randall.
It looks like Sam Barber actually got in there at the last minute to knock that ball out for incomplete. Saved an interception right there.
Yes, she did. Thank you. I was looking down at the score sheet and missed that last bit.
That was great discipline by the Cali War cornerback out there to not get sucked in onto the short route with Sam Barber looking over the top. We'll see it again right here.
All right, we're going to take a look here. And at the last second, Sam Barber able to get a hand in there and knock that ball loose. Every now and then I get fooled. It'll be 3rd down and 14 from the 40. They need to get to the Cali War 26 for a first down. A hard count, and it looks like somebody from Cali War jumped. Angelique Smith, number 33.
They're going to catch
they're going to say it's a false start.
Not sure if they got Kaya Segula on the outside there. She looks like she just twitched a little bit there if it wasn't one of the linemen that jumped, but putting themselves in a hole after a couple positive plays here, this is going to be tough to overcome.
So that is a 5-yard penalty. That is going to take them back to the 45. It is going to be 3rd down and 19 for the Vixen.
And I'm thinking this is probably something that the coaches are probably considering 4th down territory here, just with the confidence they have in their defense and being on this side of the 50. Looks like Cali wants to take a minute.
We have a timeout. So there's a timeout on the field with 12:10 left to go here in the first quarter. No score. And so far, I mean, we've seen some fits and starts with the Vixen so far. That great run from Grace Cooper, but then we've seen a couple of losses on runs, and then that penalty on the false start.
Yeah, and like I said before, it's a different energy when you get into a playoff game like that. A lot of nerves, a lot of excitement. It's just coursing through you. It sometimes just takes a couple plays, a couple series to settle down. But again, this is to go to the national championship. These are 2 quality football clubs, and the Vixen they've had a lot of success this year. They've been able to string together a lot of positive plays, a lot of positive yards. But again, Cali is here to play. They've had success this season as well. It's not a team that's going to roll over.
So here we go, 3rd down, 19 to go. McIsaac in the shotgun. With Griffin in the backfield. McIsaac drops, looks, she's going up top. Complete to Sam Barber. Out of bounds. They are going to mark her at the 25-yard line. That is going to be good for a first down.
well-designed play there. Sam Barber going in on a corner route and the number 1 receiver going short, creating that space over the top in the corner. You'll be able to see it here again on that throw. Sam taking her cornerback in and then quickly turning outside for that ball.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 25. McIsaac hands to Cooper inside, cuts back down to the 20 to the 19-yard line.
And you can see even as before the play starts what the Cali War are keying in on, bringing all of those linebackers up tight to the line, making sure that Grace Cooper doesn't have an easy time of breaking through. And you can see there, though, even as they get that pressure on, she's still tough to tackle. But committing those linebackers forward, again, trying to cut down that run, rely on their cornerbacks, their safeties to make the plays in the air if they need it. It's just a tough offense to stop.
2 wide receivers to the near side for McIsaac. Working exclusively out of the shotgun. And she's going to keep it up the middle. 20, 19, stacked up right there. And no gain on that play.
No, that'll be a Vixen 1st down. I think she picked up 5 yards.
So as we mentioned earlier, Erin McIsaac, over 900 yards this season, 72% completion, 16 touchdowns.
It's been a proficient year through the air for the Vixen offense. 72%, that's pretty impressive.
1st down for the Vixen at the 14-yard line. McIsaac drops, she's looking up top. In the end zone, touchdown! Kate Murphy! 14-yard touchdown for the Vixen.
That was a great call right there. Those cornerbacks for Cali are playing up nice and tight. You've got speed in Kate Murphy, Kaya Segula being able to get past that line, deep into the end zone. Great throw, good spot. Vixen touchdown.
That drive a little bit more than 4.5 minutes. And once again, the Vixen draw first blood here in the conference championship. Jody Williams on for the point after. Snap, hold, kick is up. And the kick is good. 10 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in the 1st quarter. The Minnesota Vixen with the 7-0 lead. As we take a look again, and Kate Murphy, I mean, just left her defender in the dust, and that was easy pickings.
Yeah, great play call at that point. Throw it over the top to one of your speedy receivers, and that extra point. This is an area that's kind of been up and down for the Vixen throughout the season. It hasn't played a role in the overall score at the final, in the final score for the games they've played in the past, just because of how much they've won by. But I know that Griff, the special teams coach for the Vixen, and I know all of the Vixen want to be more consistent with those points after the 2-point conversions, because they know going into a championship game, a game like this, those can be critical points to have by the end of the game.
A great crowd out here in Edina watching their Vixen, hoping that the Vixen can punch their ticket to the national championship game.
And a good way to start, even with some of those setbacks, 3rd and 16 or whatever they were in at that one point, being able to pull out those plays that they needed, get the blocks that they needed, take that all the way down for a touchdown.
So here we go, number 16, Brianna Barrett. Number 24, Kai Wilson, back to receive for the Cali War. There's a high end-over-end kick. Wilson takes it at the 25, up to the 30, right side. Yoked, ball loose, recovered by Cali at the 35-yard line, and that is where they will start their opening series.
Looks like Krista Murakami may have had a hand on that ball to pop it out.
As we take a look here again, and Wilson, and yeah, that was Krista Murakami.
Able to recover her own fumble, but that was a close one there.
3 wide receivers in the set. Wiggins Wiggins looking left side. That pass is complete. Gang tackled at the 40-yard line. That ball was whistled dead. That was complete to Wilson.
Good response and coverage as soon as that ball is caught. One of the Vixen on and making the tackle. Make sure that there's no extra yards after the catch.
Picked up 2 yards on that pass play, and it will be 4th down.
And you can see quarterback Nina Wiggins got a great arm. She's been playing in this league for a number of years. We overlapped a little bit, and I was able to play with her in an All-American game as well. Very,
you
very
told an interesting story about an injury that you suffered at her hands at that All-American game practice.
I did. She has got an arm. She can rifle that thing. And we were warming up and getting ready for our practice for the All-American game the next day, and they told us to go warm up. So I was about 10 yards away from her and thought we were, going to warm up, nice light throws to start with.
And there's a pooch punt by Collins. It takes a bit of a Cali roll, and it's going to stop at the 24-yard line. So that is where the Vixen will start their next series. 7:14 left to go here in the first quarter of the American Conference Championship. It is 7-0 Minnesota.
All right, and this is where, again, as Cali War heads out again, it'll be important to get some stops here, get it back in the hands of their offense, make sure their defense doesn't get too tired. And for the Vixen, if you can roll another one in and go up by 2 scores at this point in the game, it's critical and important for that momentum.
McIsaac in the shotgun. Grace Cooper. Hands to Cooper. Right side. Cooper trying to turn the corner. Gets back up to the line of scrimmage, gets about 3 yards. Penalty flag coming in at the end of that play.
Now it looks like our wideout Kate Murphy was just holding on a little bit too long as Grace was coming around the corner. I think they got her for a hold. But to just finish that quick story, so Chantel and I go to warm up. We're about 10 yards away. I'm expecting a nice light throw, and she threw it as hard at that 10-yard distance as she does at 30-yard distances, and I wasn't quite ready for it. Caught it a little wrong on my left hand. She broke my ring finger on my left hand before the game. But thankfully, not my throwing arm. We both got to play in the game the next day. It was a ton of fun. She's a talented,
We're going to take a look
athlete.
right here, and on the outside, like you said, Kate Murphy holding on just a little bit too long. So the Vixen back at their 16-yard line. They need to get to the 34 for a first. McIsaac, incomplete pass. In between receivers, she had Kate Murphy long. Sam Barber short. Looks like there was a little bit of mix-up there in the route.
Yeah, I think it was lucky there was a little bit of mix-up there because I think the Cali, as you can see, the cornerbacks talking to each other. I think they got a little mixed up there, trying to figure out who had who. Kate Murphy was breaking wide open deep there. That would have been on target. I think she would have been gone.
6:45 left to go here in the first. Vixen with a second down and long. They're at the 16. They need 18 for a first down. McIsaac, play action, going to keep it herself. Right side, turns the corner, picks up 4 yards, and runs out of bounds. That'll be third down.
Now right here, if Cali can stay stout, keep them from converting on this third down, likely putting them in punt situation, getting this ball back in this first quarter.
Third quarter update from Boston in the National Conference Championship. Boston leading the Tampa Bay Inferno 49-3 in the third. So again, the winner of this game looks like they will be facing the Renegades for the Division I National Championship. McIsaac takes the low snap, dropping, looking, firing, over the middle, incomplete. Intended for number 13, Sam Barber.
Great coverage by Cali, good drops from those linebackers. Cornerbacks staying on their person and able to make a play on the ball.
Fourth down. Williams back to punt.
A little confusion on where to be, and that's to be expected as the Vixen haven't punted very much this year.
Jasmine Edwards standing on the Minnesota 46, backs up to the 48 now.
This is an opportunity for Cali to get some pretty good field position here.
Good snap. There's a low line drive punt that bounces at the 40 and is downed at the 44, and a late flag coming in.
It looks like they're going to get Desiree Black potentially on a blindside hit.
And they have spotted it at the 43-yard line. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like it block in the back. It'll push them back a little bit to start, but still pretty good field position for Cali War to start with near midfield here. And again, we'll see here if they go back to trying to get a few yards here and there with the run, if the Vixen can contain that and force them to go to the air. And then that's when your front four, your defensive line there, that's when they eat.
Well, let's see if the Vixen can dine on Cali War's offense. Wiggins in the shotgun, 2 running backs in the backfield. Wiggins looking up top. That pass incomplete. Intended for Brianna Barrett. It'll be second down.
It's going to be interesting to see, too, if they go back to this type of formation and play where they keep 2 receivers and their running backs back in the backfield to provide a little bit more support in blocking and giving Chantel a little bit more time to throw, leaving those 3 to run their routes against that Vixen secondary.
As we take a look here again, and
it just looked like it was probably just a little bit high. There was some contact there, but maybe not a catchable ball in the referee's mind.
Second down and 10 at the Cali 47. Wiggins in the shotgun. Gonna hand it to Lenora Washington. Washington's going to pick up a yard on that play. It'll be third down.
Molly Bleasy there with the tackle, playing defensive end. She stepped in after Olaf Indria-Dotier had her injury earlier this year. She's a rookie and has really stepped into that role, played well.
So the Cali War on the 48-yard line, looking to cross midfield. Under 5.5 minutes left to go here in the first. 7 Minnesota Vixen on a touchdown pass from Erin McIsaac to Kate Murphy. A whistle, and we've got a false start on Cali.
Making a 3rd and 9, a 3rd and 14. Making one of these plays that these teams have drawn up in their playbook, for a 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, have those wide receivers run to the sticks, turn, or make their cut right at that point so they get that first down. When you go to 14, you don't really have a play for that necessarily, and it just takes so much more time to develop.
Let's see what Wiggins has up her sleeve. Sets, drops, fires over the middle, and that pass is complete. Brianna Barrett.
And right there, Vixen bring 4, but Cali with great protection, great time in the pocket there. Chantel can sit, find her target. And Bree Barrett, their leading receiver on the year, right over the middle. Good slant route, able to get in front of the Vixen secondary.
$19 yards on that completion, first down at the Vixen 33. Wiggins. And the Vixen defense just all over T. Singleton Mott.
Great pursuit. It looked like Crystal Ninas and Madison Smotsville able to get a hand on her, but
Britta Clark.
Slow her down enough for Britta Clark to come and clean up.
And clean up she did. 4-yard loss on the play. As we take a look, the Vixen defense just strung her out. Nowhere to go.
Great tackle. And again, like we talked about, you know, those front five for Cali, keeping their quarterback clean, and then on those run plays being able to open up those gaps, and the Vixen right now are filling effectively.
Second down and about 15 for Cali. Trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time. Wiggins looking up top. Double covered. Wilson incomplete.
Looks like that ball was a little long. If that would have been on target, that would have been a tough catch in between two Vixen to make.
It really would. They had her blanketed on that play.
And that's what the Vixen need to be doing. Those cornerbacks need to stay home, need to be disciplined in their footwork as they turn and chase those wide receivers, and then those safeties over the top, reading the quarterback's eyes, reacting quick enough to make sure that they have the back.
That was Mugas and Sol on the coverage. So we have a timeout on the field with 3:22 left to go here in the first. Again, what is at stake today is a berth in the Division I National Championship game that's going to take place on July 24th, 2 weeks from today in Canton. As we take a look here at the bracket, Minnesota advanced with a victory over Arlington. Cali War, they defeated the Dallas Elite Mustangs. And over in the National Conference, the Tampa Bay Inferno defeating the DC Divas to get their spot in the conference championship. So what are the emotions going through the Vixen right now? I mean, you know, spot a chance to go to the national championship. What's on their mind?
Well, I mean, kind of what we talked about before, right? This is the game. This is the game that gets them to Canton. This is the game that gets them to the national championship. And so, yeah, I mean, they want it bad.
Huge third. Want this third down stop pretty bad. Wiggins drops. She's looking right side. That pass is complete. Barrett breaks loose to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Cali War.
Great adjustment by, looked like that was Barrett again. Great adjustment to come back to that football and then make just a couple moves to get to that outside and down the sideline. That was a huge play right now to hopefully, after this play right here, potentially even up the game or go ahead with a 2-point conversion.
As we take a look here again, and look at this move right there to spring herself on the outside. Defense chasing, not able to catch her. And we are an extra point away from being square here.
This is good.
But Cali,
here too.
they normally go into, normally go into 2-point conversions, and that's exactly what they are going to try here. Wiggins again in the shotgun. She's got two running backs in the backfield, 3 receivers. Wiggins goes inside, incomplete. That 2-point conversion is no good, and the Vixen maintain a 7-6 lead.
And this is what we're talking about. These extra points can end up being critical at the end of the game. This is a huge stop for the Vixen. I'll be interested to see if Cali goes back to that play later, as it looked like that running back coming out of the backfield, out to the flats on a bubble route was wide open. As all Vixen converged on that slant route.
And that was Madison Schmatz able to break that one up.
So keep an eye out for that play in the future, as it looked like there's a potential for some big play for that running back out of the backfield here.
All right, so let's see if the Vixen can answer with 3:11 left to go here in the first.
And I can hear Ryan McCauley down there talking with his defense right now, saying it was one play. It was one play where we made a mistake. We weren't in the right coverage. That's what led to this. They've been a stout defense up to that point, but that's all it takes. One play executed well. Get the ball in your athletes' hands. Let them make something happen, just like Cali did.
Collins with the end-over-end kick. Barber taking it at the 32. Up to the 40, cuts back, 45. Ring around the Rosie, and it's going to stop right there. 13 yards on the return. Vixen will start with good field position.
And we've talked about this before with the Vixen, but this team has a mindset of, I've got your back, whether it's, this second string player, whether it's the linebackers behind their line, but it's also the offense for the defense. If the offense, makes a mistake, the defense is right there. We got your back. We're going to go make a play, get you the ball back. And right now it's the offensive turn to pick up that defense. They have their back. Let's see if they can turn this into more points.
Vixen up to the line. Haas in the backfield with McIsaac. McIsaac going up top. Oh! Almost hauled in by Kate Murphy. That would have been a great over-the-shoulder catch.
That would have been a great catch. That is a really, really challenging catch. Looking over your shoulder like that.
That's a la Willie Mays right there, and just in between her arms.
And I think that cornerback for Cali right there, just getting a little bit of a touch on Kate Murphy's arm, probably broke that up a little bit too.
Yeah, that was number 32, Jasmine Marby, on the coverage. And, I mean, she couldn't have done much better coverage on that. That was just a great throw. Second down. McIsaac handing to Haas, who's stacked up in the backfield. And going to lose yards.
Yeah, and Cali committing to stopping that run right from the get-go in the line of scrimmage, bringing those linebackers up tight in these potential for run situations. It is one of those things where right now it's leaving that the 5-10 yard space right behind the linebackers open for some potential for passing, but again, trying to run up the middle right now. They're clogging it up and stopping it.
And Haas very fortunate on that play that she didn't get stripped. That defender had a good grip on her arm. Third down and 15. Low snap, McIsaac, left side, complete to Segula. Segula across the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and she could go. One defender to beat, to the 10, the 5, touchdown, Minnesota Vixen.
And that's it, one play,
Doggy.
That's all it takes, one play. Just like we saw with Cali, get it into your athlete's hand, let them make a move, turn on the Jets. Kaya Segula doing the same.
61 yards on that touchdown from McIsaac to Segula. And we take a look again. I mean, we've got just some good running after the catch.
Yeah, able to evade that last defender. One little stiff arm into the end zone. All right, Jody Williams again on for that extra point.
Snap. Kick is on the way. It is no good. Wide left. 1:56 left to go here in the first. The Vixen increasing their lead. It is now 13-6.
And the Vixen defense heading back out onto the field after that touchdown that they allowed. It'd be interesting to see if they make any adjustments or, again, how they respond. Here's another look at that touchdown.
Let's take a look again. And I mean, just a simple pass right there, and Segula making the most of it, able to outrun all of the Cali War defenders and get into the end zone.
So as we get ready here for the Vixen defense to go back out again, I was talking with Coach Ryan McCauley, who's head coach and also the defensive coordinator for the Vixen, and just asking him, what are your keys for this game right now? He talked about it starts at the line of scrimmage, but they're really keying in on the fact that Cali likes to pass. So they want to get them into positions and force them to have to try to run. And then, again, key into those key players. Have your personnel set up for somebody like a Bree Barrett.
Oh, and what a hit right there.
Big hit.
I mean, Wilson dished out just as much on that hit as the Vixen special teams player right there.
That looks like Ryan Franklin definitely getting the worst end of that hit, but she did bring her down.
She brought her down. Yes, she did. They're going to start at the 39-yard line as we take a look again as Wilson with a full head of steam. And I mean, not too often that you see the tackler getting trucked like that.
Glad to see them both
and
pop
able
up
to bring her down.
Yes, but glad to see them both pop up off the turf there. That was a big hit.
39-yard line is where Cali will start.
Putting Bree Barrett in motion.
Handoff inside. Gang tackled right there. And that was Singleton Mott on the carry.
Ryan McCauley wants to see. Good penetration, stop the run. Make sure they don't pick up too much on the ground. I'm also curious as I'm watching when Cali comes out in their formation to see, you know, with Bree Barrett being their #1 receiver, has 440 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns. If they adjust their personnel to follow her, and it looks like Crystal Nenas is following her across the formation as she lines up in the slot.
Nenas, one of the star defenders for the Vixen. Wiggins, screen pass, Barrett across the 40, 45, up to the 50, brought down.
Smart
Sil
play.
Winton in on the tackle.
Smart play with the cornerbacks playing back a little bit farther. Take your best wide out, have her run that bubble route out into the flats, and that #1 receiver just needs to pick off Crystal Nenas, and the next Vixen defender isn't for 8 yards or so able to pick up a first down that way.
That was 11 yards on that completion.
So just like we talked about with the Vixen, with those cornerbacks playing up tight, going over the top, they've had some success with, for in Cali's situation with those cornerbacks playing deeper, get it into the flats, get it short, give them some room to run.
Inside 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. 13-6 Vixen. That pass almost intercepted. Amanda Atkins had it in and out of her hands, and she had nothing but green in front of her.
She read that perfectly. Dropped in coverage, watched Chantel's eyes turn toward that receiver, planted her foot, took off to intercept through that ball.
Take a look at this again, and I mean, yes, she read it perfectly, like you said, and she had a touchdown.
Oh, man.
If she had caught that.
Oh, man. She's kicking herself right now, but that was a great, great play.
15 seconds. This might be the last play of the quarter. Second down and 10 for Cali on the Minnesota 49. And screen pass bobbled, incomplete. That was intended for Singleton Mott. No, I'm sorry, Brianna Barrett, number 16.
I really like that play call, though. I think that you'll see them go back to that a number of times unless the Vixen start adjusting and bringing those cornerbacks up tight, because with just the outside linebackers close to those slot receivers, in this case Bree Barrett the majority of the time, all you have to do is get one good block on, in this case, Crystal Nenas, and Bree has, again, 6-7 yards before that cornerback, that next Vixen defender.
Well, let's see what they do here. Bree Barrett in the slot. Third down. 10 yards to go. Wiggins handing it off to Washington, straight up the middle. Bounces to the outside. First down and more inside the 40. Gets down to the 37-yard line.
And it looks like they caught them a little unawares. That was a quick play, and all they had to do was just kind of turn the defensive tackles out just a little bit, give a little bit of space right up the middle. I'm not sure who that was that was first there to make the tackle, and could have caught her right at the line of scrimmage, but too high, not able to get low enough to get that tackle done.
And that is going to do it here for the first quarter from Edina. The Minnesota Vixen 13, the Cali War 6. You are watching the Town Square TV Game of the Week, the American Conference Championship. We'll be back with more action after this. The Cali War back out onto the field. They are trying to even this game up. Wiggins looking right side, incomplete. Bree Barrett was the intended receiver. Sil Winton right there on the coverage.
I think that influenced the throw a little bit there. Chantel couldn't lead her receiver into the defense like that, had to throw just a little bit behind her and wasn't able to make the catch.
Again, there is a great crowd out here in Edina and watching their Vixen.
We can see right there Chantel Nina Wiggins going in and talking to Lisa King on the sidelines there. Lisa King is the commissioner of the WFA.
That she is.
Helps run this Cali War team. She is also a wide receiver for this team. And unfortunately had an injury early this year. She hasn't been able to suit up for them.
Second down. Pass complete to Barrett, right side. Sil Winton and others with the tackle. Going to get about 4 yards on that play, maybe 5.
And you can see on your screen right now, there's Lisa King, the WFA commissioner and owner and leader of this Cali War. She, their first game of the season, her first catch and only catch of the season, unfortunately, where she injured her ankle and was out for the season. But her one and only catch was a touchdown.
Hey, if you're going to do it one time, do it that way. That's what I always say. Well, that's what I'm saying for the first time.
And now using her experience and expertise on that sideline to help her team out.
3rd down and 5. Let's see if the Vixen can get a stop. That pass over the middle, complete to number 22, Jamie Robinson, the tight end. That's going to be good for a 1st down.
That's a great play, that, you know, fake run, have those linebackers take that one step up, thinking it's a run play, giving your tight end time enough just to get right behind the linebacking core, throw it right over the top for it.
Just slipped in right there where no one was.
Well executed.
Inside the red zone at the 14-yard line. 1st down and 10. Shotgun formation, Singleton Mott in the backfield. Always got to look at where number 16 is. She is in the slot. Singleton Mott, left side. At the 10-yard line and will go no further.
And I got to give props to Cali War's Jamie Robinson. She took on that defensive end and drove her back 6 to 8 yards. Also kind of knocked into Crystal Nenas. Took 2 players out, open up that gap for her running back.
And Nenas was the one that made the tackle on that play. Second down, 6 yards to go on the 10-yard line. They need to get to the 4 for a 1st down. Wiggins with Washington in the backfield. Barrett in the slot. Hands it to Washington, left side.
And that right there is a called blitz for Crystal Nenas. You can see she lined up initially right across from Barrett. Right before the snap, she angled her body to take off into the backfield, chase that back down from behind.
That was Crystal Nenas and Britta Clark in on that tackle.
We'll watch it again. There you go. She turned her body, knew she was taking off right after, reads that quarterback, running back, makes the tackle. Great play.
So here we go, a huge 3rd down here at the 11. It is 3rd down and 7.
Looks like the running back might have been injured on that play. She's walking off a little slow.
As we take a look here again, Lenora Washington
might have had her ankle rolled up on a little bit there.
So here we go. We know that this is 4-down territory. This is 3rd down. Huge 3rd down here for the Vixen as they lead 13-6 here in the 2nd.
Crystal Nenas again over top of Barrett. Oh, changed her angle. She's heading
Wiggins going into the end zone. Touchdown. Lanika Manning with the touchdown catch. 11 yards. And Cali is within 1.
Looks like I'm not sure what happened exactly. Leah Moan may have gotten her feet tangled up a little bit as she tried to change direction to chase after the wideout. And again, you know, these are some of those key matchups, those younger cornerbacks, and you know, just being one-on-one in general, having to take on a wideout who's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger than you, trying to make a play, and this time Manning won.
So again, here we go. 2-point conversion, Nino Wiggins. That pass is complete, and she got in. Jamie Robinson with the successful 2-point conversion, and the Cali War have taken a 1-point lead. It is 14-13.
We called it Jamie Robinson's name a couple times. She had a couple catches that series, and you can see right here, great coverage right on her, but just strong enough to pull that in, reach that ball out to get over the line. Crystal Ninas with a great tackle, but Jamie Robinson with great presence of mind to get that ball across the line.
So the Vixen trail for the first time today with 11:35 left to go here in the first half.
Here's that touchdown again. Yeah, I think Leah Moan just got her feet a little caught up underneath her when she's trying to change positions, unfortunately. But she'll get another chance. Now we'll see if Sam Barber and Kaya Segula can give the Vixen good field position.
There's the kick from Collins. Low line drive taken by Segula at the 25, 35, 40, 45. Up near midfield, and that's where it will be marked. Nice 25-yard return, and the Vixen will take over.
Again, good field position right at that midfield point. See if they can string some good runs here, avoid some of those penalties that we've seen in the last couple series, and methodically take it down the field.
Good field position and good mini donuts. Oh,
yep.
Just got some mini donuts up here, and they are so good.
James, one of the Vixen owners, just delivered a few up for us.
McIsaac handing it to Grace Cooper. Cooper around the left side. Cooper is going to get about 2 yards, and she's slung out of bounds.
Great pursuit by Cali. That was beautiful. String that all the way down the line, make it difficult for Grace to be able to plant and move upfield.
Tackled by number 5, Tori Randall, who lost her helmet in the course of that play. 2nd down and 9. Grace Cooper over 1,200 yards on the ground this season, not able to get on track in this game, except for that one big run she broke on the first drive. McIsaac. Cooper. 40, 35, 30, following her blockers. Down to the 26-yard line. Well, she just made me out to be a liar right there.
And the offensive line right there opening up a gigantic hole for Grace to get through. And we can see it right here.
22 yards on that carry.
Oh, that was a beautiful block. Taylor Fox pulling across to get that defensive end out of the way.
My 95-year-old grandmother could have run through that hole right there.
That was beautiful.
McIsaac in the shotgun. Vixen trying to retake the lead. This is the first time they've trailed all season. Cooper around the right side. Knocked out of bounds.
Positive yardage, though, and Grace right there asking for a quick sub.
She picked up about 5 yards on that carry. It'll be 2nd down.
And this is one of the reasons the Vixen offense has been so successful this year is as you're bringing Grace Cooper out, you're putting Angela Train Griffin in. Years of experience for Angela playing with the Vixen.
Just when you think you're going to get a breather, from Grace Cooper.
Then you got to try to tackle Train Griffin.
I tell you, that's a difficult task for anybody in this league. 2nd down and 5. The Vixen just outside of the red zone. McIsaac looking up top for Barber. Just overthrows her, incomplete.
Yeah, it was a good look. She had her open, I think, just a little bit over the top. And good on for, what was that, number 5, Tori Randall of Cali. She forced Sam Barber to move out of her line just a little bit, which I think threw off that timing and connection.
So let's see what the Vixen have dialed up here on 3rd down. 9.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Again, this is the first time the Minnesota Vixen have trailed in a game all season. Let's see how they respond. Hands to Griffin. Griffin.
And for Sabrina Kessler, that's what you got to do. You have to get low, wrap up those legs, try to slow her down.
So Griffin might have picked up a yard on that play, and it'll be 3rd down. 4 runs and 1 pass so far on this drive.
And 4th down situation right here. You know, previous games, the Vixen wouldn't have been hesitant to run it in a situation like this, but I think, you know, with the pressure that Cali's putting on, you know, up the middle here, they're potentially likely to go to the air here. I wonder if we'll see that double slant on the left here with Kai and Sam. 3
wide receivers, and they're going to go with McIsaac on the keeper. McIsaac inside the 10, inside the 5. Taken down at the 3-yard line. That is a 1st down.
Touchdown saving tackle by Tori Randall there. That was a design quarterback keeper right there, where Janessa White comes across the formation pulling to find somebody to knock out of the way for Aaron McIsaac to get to the outside there.
Give her 16 yards on that play. 1st and goal for the Vixen. Clock approaching 8 minutes left to go here in the first. They trail 14-13. McIsaac in the shotgun. Griffin.
And you have to, when you're that close, you have to give it to Train Griffin. Able to avoid the first defender and then just take a few out of the way, get it into the end zone.
A 3-yard touchdown run for Train Griffin, and the Vixen retake the lead.
Looks like they're lining up for to go for 1 here.
As we take a look here again, and I mean, she just absolutely bowled over Desiree Black. Williams.
Looks like that was
and
far
Williams
left,
misses it wide left.
And this is something you hope obviously doesn't come back to haunt you later in the game here. I'll be curious to see if the Vixen get in the end zone next time, if they go for 2 to try to make up some of those missed extra points here.
8:01 left to go here in the first half, and the Vixen lead 19-14.
So I know I was talking earlier about when I was speaking with Ryan McCauley before the game, you know, discussing how wants to force them to have to run the ball and having, you know, specific personnel groups and setups depending on where some of their, you know, key players are lined up. And while I was chatting with him, Coach O'Keefe of the running backs, he said, actually, you know, I think really the main focus for the defense and kind of that number one thing that got to work on is we have to stop them from scoring. So I just wanted to share all the profound note that Coach O'Keefe shared with me before the game there. Stop them from scoring.
That's a good way
helpful,
you're going to win.
Right? Helpful.
That's right. It is very helpful. Score update from Boston, fourth quarter. It's now 63-3 Renegades.
I think it's probably safe to say that winner here will be paying Boston.
That is a pretty safe bet. High end-over-end kick taken at the 24. Wilson quickly up to the 40, up to the 45. Good return from Kai Wilson, and that is where Cali will take over.
Good tackle from Moose Raylander, one of the 2 Minnesota Vixen that are currently playing active on the roster that have been there for all 23 seasons.
Isn't that amazing?
Minnesota Vixen football, absolutely. I played for 3 seasons and I'm still recovering. So I don't know how they've done it for 23 years, but
a testament to their toughness.
Exactly, and vital and pivotal leadership for this team to have as well. Here's the tackle that Moose made coming in.
And again, you know, the thing about Wilson that I've been impressed today, you know, she runs just upright and with such power.
She runs with
reminds me a little bit of Eddie George.
As we saw last kickoff return when she ran hard into Ryan Franklin. You know, as a coach, you'd like to see her run a little bit lower. It just gives her a little bit more power, a little bit more ease to move. All right, back to their two running back set here.
Nino Wiggins hands it off. Singleton Mott picking up good yardage. Got about 9 on that play. It's going to be second down.
Football's a sport, too, where you're talking, your coach, you can see right here going up the middle. Still had a beat on her, but just wasn't able to make the tackle. Good spin move to get out and pick up a few more yards. I mean, football is one of those sports where you talk about, you know, do your job. Each defensive lineman here has a gap or an area that they're responsible for, and they have to plug up. Then those linebackers are filling in those next spots, and those cornerbacks and safeties, again, filling in those different spots. And, you know, if everybody does their job, that's when you have that success. But, you know, and it's something like that where still just wasn't quite able to make the tackle, then you have your other Vixen coming in to clean up after.
Nino Wiggins calling out the signals. 3 receivers. Drops, looking left side up top for Wilson. Incomplete, and we're going to get pass interference here.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not able to get her head turned around to look for that ball. Jamie Karshbaum in great coverage. If she would have whipped that head around, I think she would have been fine. She might have even been able to make a play on the ball as the ball was thrown a little bit short. And you can see right here, Karshbaum right in the way. Great spot, but made contact with that receiver, not able to get her head around before running into her.
And so that is going to bring the ball up to the 31-yard line. Costly penalty for the Vixen.
Yeah, and this, you know, this is the stuff that they just haven't been tested on this year. They haven't played a team with the caliber of Cali War that has a quarterback with the arm that Chantel does. This is a good test.
Handing it off. Singleton Mott. And the Minnesota Vixen defense swarming right there.
Yeah, and that's it right there. Play your spot. She's able to make that first cut through the line, but then Nina's playing her spot and able to make the tackle. Got low enough, slow her down, wrap her up around the waist.
Nenas, Atkins, Karshbaum, all around that football. Along with Britta Clark.
Good team tackle right there.
Molly Bleasy also in on that. We have a timeout on the field with 6:29 left to go here in the first. 19-14 Vixen.
And I can't remember if you mentioned this earlier, but previous to that last Vixen touchdown, the Vixen trailing 14-13, that has been the first time that the Vixen have trailed all year. And again, this is an important game for the Vixen to overcome some of these things, to you know, interact with a situation where you're down. You know, how do you respond? How do you come together, figure out how to get through that next play, make sure that next big play doesn't happen, or, you know, for the offense, how do we get that next opening, get that next long Grace Cooper run, or, you know, Sam Barber, Kaya Segula pass. This is an exciting game. This is how football is supposed to be.
And all of these wonderful fans that have come out here to Edina, as you take a look at Coleman Stadium here in Edina. Here on Conference Championship Saturday here in the WFA and Town Square TV's Game of the Week. And we want to thank each and every one of you that are watching, joining us here. Second down. Low snap. Over the middle. That pass is complete. Again, Bree Barrett down to the 13, and that's a first down.
Great execution, and that was one of the questions I had going into this game tonight was how crisp and how clean was this Cali War team, and you can see right there. Great catch, even with contact. Michaela Soul there, but not able to knock the ball out.
Good coverage, and Sil Winton just missed tipping that ball. They talk about baseball being a game of inches, football also a game of inches. Under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Cali War on the move. 13-yard line. That snap almost scraping the ground. Singleton Mott getting it. Might get a yard. No, they're going to mark it back at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Good team tackle. Red Bryant, they are able to make that stop. But the Cali War coming into this game had not played a game in a month. Their final regular season game ended in a forfeit. I believe it was the Sacramento Sirens ended up forfeiting that game, and then
actually their last two. That's right.
Going into the playoffs, Dallas Elite unable to make it out to Cali for that first playoff game, had to forfeit as well, and so it was interesting. This is going to be interesting for me to see how crisp they come out after not having played for a full month.
Nina Wiggins again going to the air. That pass complete.
Good comeback route right there. That combination on the outside with the number 1 receiver running to about 8 yards, turning back towards the quarterback, and that slot receiver has been Bree Barrett, and this time going on a corner route to go try to get behind the defense. Chantel read that perfectly with the cornerback dropping off. She's able to dump it to that short route, pick up 5 yards.
Third down. Call it 4. They are at the 7-yard line. They need to get to the 3-4 first. Under 4.5 minutes left to go here in the half. Can the Vixen defense make a stout stop down here? Over the middle, incomplete.
Great drop in coverage by those linebackers to close that opening fast. It looks like
let's take a look here again.
Might have been tipped at the line.
And yes, it would look like that ball, the direction changed on it.
Yeah. Great reaction time by Britta Clark to be able to get her hands up when she knew she wasn't going to get to the quarterback. Get a hand on that.
So here's another big 4th down right here for the Vixen. 4:07 left to go in the half. They lead by 5.
Big momentum swing either way. If the Vixen can get the stop or if Cali can get that first down and potentially even a touchdown.
3 wide receivers. You got to look for 16. Barrett's in the slot. Wilson on the outside. Going up top. That pass incomplete. No flags. Turnover on downs. Vixen ball.
Well executed. Michaela Soul back in the corner over there and make sure that Bree Barrett did get behind that line of defense. And that ball just a little bit outside of the reach of Bree Barrett.
So the Vixen will start out with a new series.
It was a great series by Cali there to get it all the way down there. Unfortunately, unable to punch it in, but they did give their defense really important time to rest and recover before having to come back out against this offense again.
So here come the Vixen. They are going to start deep in their own territory at their own 7. And they have 4 minutes and 4 seconds left to go here in the half to see if they can do something here. Shotgun, Cooper, right side, looking for some room. Got a little bit up over the 10.
That was a good job, too, by Grace to try to duck that in, press that inside run there, and then bounce it back out when they closed it down, able to get a few more yards on the play.
She picked up about 5 on that play. They mark it at the 12. It's going to be 2nd down.
Cali also showing some really good discipline. In 33 right there, Angelique Smith playing defensive end. She looks like she's keying in on Erin McIsaac to make sure that Erin doesn't pull it back out of Grace's arms and run it herself. as we know that they enjoy doing.
Vixen coming up to the line. Handing it to Cooper again. She's going left side this time. 15. Can she turn the corner? 20. Up to the 24-yard line.
Good run.
That's good for a first down.
Good run, good blocking up front to give her that space outside. Able to make that one move, pick up a few more yards.
She picked up 12. Picked up 12 on that play for the first down. We are approaching 3 minutes left to go here.
I think I heard Sean, the offensive coordinator, calling out here that they're hoping eventually to go into NASCAR, which is their hurry-up offense, to try to get their enough plays in here to get down before the time runs out.
They are 76 yards away from the end zone. McIsaac takes the low snap. She's under pressure, and she is going to be brought down inside the 15. Actually, their mark, it looks like right at the 15.
Yeah, it was good penetration by number 59 and 33 right there to hem her in and make the tackle. They brought some extra rushers from their linebacking core there, a couple blitzers. Vixen just not able to pick them up.
9-yard loss on that play. Second down and 19. Clock continues to roll inside 2.5 minutes. They need to get to their own 34 for a new set of downs.
Empty backfield here.
Coming out with 4 wideouts. They have Grace Cooper in the slot on the far side. McIsaac dropping under pressure. Screen pass complete. Janessa White, 20, 25, 30. Had a little bit of a convoy back up to the 32-yard line.
I haven't seen a tight end screen like that in forever. You can see it. They set that up perfectly, the line, letting those defensive linemen through. Janessa White stepping back and then dropping right in the space that they vacated. Erin McIsaac pulling that perfectly, dropping, pulling those defensive linemen with her so she can throw it over the top.
And that was a great pickup, 17 yards on the play, and now a very manageable 3rd down and 2.
Great design, great play spot. That was excellent.
Clock is a factor, 1:23 and running. Direct snap to Grace Cooper. Cooper, left side, 35-40. She foot race. She could go. 1. Defender to beat and pushes out of bounds at the 23-yard line. First down.
And I'm going to give credit for that long run to Janessa White. She came around the line right there and just took out the defender. Here he is, 87 right here.
Beautiful.
Just destroys
again,
on that block.
Yeah, that was Desiree Black. And Desiree Black, she's been abused a couple of times tonight.
And she's done some abusing too. She's a great linebacker. But again, Janessa White coming with a full head of steam, able to get the best of that. Grace Cooper down. Looks like she might have either gotten the wind knocked out of her or just taken quite a hit at the end there.
We're going to call that 44 yards on that play. First down. Vixen at the 21-yard line with just over a minute left. McIsaac going up top for Barber. Got her! Touchdown! Minnesota Vixen! And 21 yards!
Something happened with the Cali defense there. They were not on the same page. Both of the safety and the cornerback stepped up to a shorter receiver.
Here we go.
Aaron able to throw it just right over the top.
Up top, and I mean, Sam Barber had to stop. That pass was a little bit underthrown.
And it looks like Jasmine Marby, I think she's one of the linebackers, was out in coverage initially on Sam because Sam was in that slot spot. She let her go, assuming that the safety or cornerback was going to pick her up, and neither of them did.
So now let's see what the Vixen are going to do here. It looks like they might be going for 2. McIsaac still in the game. We have not seen Jody Williams.
Yeah, it looks like
she's down on the sideline,
trying to pick up some of those points that they missed out on earlier this game.
Barber in motion. McIsaac's going to keep it. Left side, can she turn that corner? Cuts back and is in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
I thought Jasmine Marby had her. I thought she had her down, but Erin McIsaac able to wiggle free and sneak into that end zone for 2.
That 3-minute drive culminating in a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The Vixen are now up 13, 27-14.
That was an important play right there too, because it forces Cali, if they are going to catch up and go ahead here, they also have to execute on those extra points to be able to close that gap.
1 minute and 4 seconds left. As we take a look here, replay on the touchdown. McIsaac went up top, and again, Sam Barber basically stopped at the 3-yard line.
And yeah, we talked about that before. That's the 2-route combination where the number 1 receiver goes short. You try to suck up and almost trick that cornerback to stay tight, and then that slot receiver, as Sam Barber in this case, goes long and over the top. And again, some miscommunication in that secondary, and Vixen able to capitalize.
So again, we've seen the points. We got 41 points on the board so far, and still have a minute left to go here in the first half. Barrett got some room. Out of bounds at the Vixen 49-yard line, and that is where they will start.
And Erica Rhodes looked like she was able to push her out. Otherwise, I think Bree Barrett had a potential to take that all the way there. They have great field position. Only 56 seconds left, but with the way that they've been, airing out the ball, and we know that they can throw long. We know that they can make those passes. A touchdown, or it doesn't look like they've attempted very many extra points or field goals this year. So I'm sure that they're 4-down territory from here on out, trying to get into that end zone.
So here we go as twilight starting to descend upon the field here in Edina. Cali War looking to see if they can put another touchdown on the board. Nino Wiggins looking over the middle, incomplete, intended for Barrett.
A lot of traffic in there. Bree Barrett is her favorite target, and those cornerbacks on the outside did have good one-on-one coverage. That was a thread the needle ball right there. That's a tough pass to make.
Clock stops with 52 seconds left. Second down. We can't say it enough. On the line here is a spot in the national championship game 2 weeks from today in Canton, Ohio. Nino Wiggins sending Singleton Mott in motion. That pass incomplete. Flags coming in from everywhere. It looks like Bree Barrett might have drawn a PI.
Yeah, Madison Schmott's just a little bit too early with her hands on Bree Barrett, and she was trying to make that. Although it looks like Sean on the Vixen sideline is indicating that the ball might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage here, which would then negate any type of penalty, but
nope.
I don't see that there.
Pass interference is indeed the call. It's going to be automatic first down.
Grace Cooper still down over here on the sidelines where she got tackled out on that long run. It looks like they're checking out potentially her ribs. Not quite sure. Hopefully we'll see her get up soon. But still tending to Grace Cooper.
44-yard line. 49 seconds left. And there's a little inside screen. Bree Barrett, good coverage right there. Syl Winton in on the tackle along with Michaela Soul.
Yeah, good idea, good quick hit throw. But again, when you're coming back towards the middle of the field, you have Vixen coming after you. An update too on Grace, it actually looks like the potential she might be overheating. They're getting a lot of cool towels and ice on her over there to try to cool her down. She is sitting up now.
Nino Wiggins looking, firing over the middle, complete to Barrett. That's going to be a first down.
Good tackle, but ouch, her head bounced off that.
Yes, it did.
Hard there. And
that's still running.
That's actually where you're nervous, not necessarily on the tackle or those head-to-head hits. Those are dangerous and scary, but a lot of the stuff that I've seen is that head bouncing off the turf.
Nino Wiggins going up top. Wilson was wide open.
And I
complete out of bounds at the 3-yard line with 5 seconds left to go. First and goal.
I think it was the same situation there. Michaela Soul got caught, read something a little wrong, left that number 1 receiver out there wide, able to make a tackle, recover there to keep her out of the end zone.
So they have done exactly what you don't want to do. They have gained 55, 56 yards in 3 pass plays, getting them in big chunks. 5 seconds left. They've got plenty of time to stick this in the end zone.
This is when you tell your team right there, like, we got to stay tough, you got to stay on your marks, and bend, don't break, right?
And that's exactly, if you take a look, we had that close-up right there of Ryan McCauley talking to the defense.
You know, it won't matter if they get all the way down here and they don't get in the end zone to end the half here. But this is the play right here. If they can make this stop, you know, they set themselves up really well for the second half, as Cali will start off with the ball.
So here we go. 1st and goal on the 3, possibly the last play of the half. Vixen up 27-14, trying to keep Cali out of the end zone. Big momentum boost for one of these two teams. Nino Wiggins in the shotgun. Hands it off. Singleton Mott stacked up and taken down. Jocelyn Nelson,
And
number 82.
There it is right there. That is what you asked your defense to do.
That
Play
was your
smart,
huge stop,
stay
Jocelyn
home,
Nelson.
make the tackle. I'm
Here
a little
again.
surprised by that play call. You know, I'm sure they were banking and hoping on catching the Vixen in more of a pass coverage defense, but with that front 4 of the Minnesota Vixen, it's tough to surprise them.
So that has got to be a huge lift going into the half. The score, your Minnesota Vixen 27, the Cali War 14, as we take one more look. Jocelyn Nelson just slanted in, and wow.
Yeah, and T. Singleton Mott still down on the ground here getting looked at.
And back up now.
That was a big hit and a big slam to the ground there. Looks like she's back up and standing. They'll check in with her just to make sure everything's okay.
We are heading to halftime from Edina, Minnesota. We are 1 half away from a ticket to the national championship being punched. Minnesota 14, Minnesota 27, Cali 14. Halftime, we will be back. Wilson and Barrett back deep to receive the kickoff from Williams. Second half about to get underway. High end-over-end kick. Wilson will take it at the 25. Up to the 30, 35, right side 40. Not able to stay inbounds. Runs out of bounds at the 41, and that is where the Cali War will start the first series of the second half.
Good field position to start the second half. See if they continue to go back to the Barrett show. The few runs thrown in. And again, it'll be interesting to see what the Vixen have done, some of the adjustments they've made in that secondary to try to contain that.
So here we go. Quarter number 3. A spot in the national championship game to face the national conference champion, Boston Renegades, who defeated the Tampa Bay Inferno in the National Conference Championship 63-3 in an outcome that was expected.
Boston is just an extremely complete team, all sides of the ball. Whoever ends up advancing from this game, it will be a great matchup in the championship game.
Cali War coming out in the shotgun. Nino Wiggins hands it off to Washington, left side. Washington picking up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Molly Bleasy again closing that down, making the tackle.
The lights are on here at Coleman Stadium in Edina, Minnesota, the home of the Edina Hornets. This year, the home of the Minnesota Vixen.
Yeah, and taking a look at that Vixen secondary, Jamie Karshbaum, Amy Mugas at corner, Krista Murakami, and Michaela Soul at safeties. It looks like they're playing a cover 2.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Handing it off, Washington. Washington picking up a couple. 3rd down and 3 at the 48.
This is good ball movement. They're getting good push up front, able to consistently pick up yards here.
Big 3rd down here.
And earlier when I say, you know, Michaela Soul and Krista Murakami playing safety, those last 2 defenders in cover 2, which just means that they're splitting the field. Krista Murakami, if we're looking down on the field, has the half that's closest to the sideline of the Vixen, and Michaela has the half that's closest to the sideline of Cali.
Nina Wiggins takes the snap, hands it to Washington. Washington on that left side, brought down. Britta Clark with the stop that saved the 1st down.
3rd run in a row to start off the 2nd half. Getting it, I mean, good stand by the defensive line there. Britta Clark making that tackle, holding her short of the 1st down. Looks like Cali's going to go for it here.
They picked up 1 yard on that play. It will be 4th down and 2. So the Vixen ended the 1st half with a big defensive stand. A defensive stand here would be huge to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the difference. If Cali could go down and score, being a 1-1 score game, and if they stop them here, the Vixen having the chance to make it a 3-score game.
Wilson, Barrett, and Manning are the wideouts. Pass complete on the left side.
It's a good target on a 4th and a few like that. That's number 22.
The tight end.
She's made a couple good catches already today. She's, you know, that big target, hard to take down. If you need a couple yards, that's a great go-to.
We are just starting here in the 2nd half. 27-14 Vixen. The 2021 American Conference Championship game. Nina Wiggins. Looking, going up top. Incomplete. That was just a blown route right there.
Yeah, but again, potential miscommunication there between that offense, somebody not in the right spot, or just a misread by the quarterback there. But impressive, again, that offensive line is holding tough against these Vixen, even picking up a blitz from our linebacking core right there, able to give Chantel enough time. Unfortunately, again, you know, just not able to find her on the route.
2nd down and 10. Again, 3 wideouts. Keep your eye on Barrett in the slot. Looking outside, Barrett complete. Crystal Nenas on the coverage.
And you can see Bree Barrett is a great route runner. Even with Crystal Nenas on her tight like that, she knows where to put her body. Chantel puts it in the perfect spot where only Barrett can go get it. Able to get that 1st down. I was able to talk with Jeff King, the head coach, and Lisa King, who's in a coaching role with this team, has been in a playing role with this team. Talking with them before the game, you know, just about all the different adversity that they've had to overcome this year as well.
Cali War on the 30-yard line. Nina Wiggins looking, pass almost intercepted. Madison Schmatz had it in and out of her hand. Again, another missed opportunity for that Vixen defense.
Oh, yeah, and those are the things that, you know, you hate to see them go there, but it's great defense. She's exactly where she's supposed to be, dropping into that spot. She located the receiver, overtook that passing lane, almost came away with the interception.
So that's probably why she's a linebacker, not a wide receiver.
That is probably one of the reasons.
2nd down and 10. Madison, don't kill me when you see me. 2nd down and 10. Cali on the 30. They are driving, looking for points. Nina Wiggins looking right side. That pass is complete to Lanika Manning. Picks up about 2.
immediately met my Mugas there, able to wrap her up and take her down at exactly where she caught the ball.
Another key third down here for the Vixen defense. As we take a look here, and Manning just stopped, turned around, ball delivered.
Yeah, and you can see as you're watching Chantel drop, she has in mind where she's going to throw, that her head is, pretty consistently going towards her target. And that's something that, those Vixen secondary, if they start picking up on that, it makes it a little easier to jump on those routes.
Third down and 8 to go. Nina Wiggins. Complete to Robinson. That was a gang effort. Picked up 6 on that play. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Another good play call. She's tough to bring down. You can tell it took, I think, 4 or 5 Minnesota Vixen to bring her down.
Yeah, there's not one Vixen defender that's going to bring her down.
No, it's got to be a team effort, and they're able to get there and make this a 4th down play.
And we have a player down for the Cali War.
Like
that is number 91, yep. Jerry Boykin. And while they are tending to her, we want to take this opportunity to remind you that our viewers at Town Square TV, this is a non-profit organization. So if you like what you see out here tonight, and I know you do, you want to make a donation to help with future programming, go to townsquare.tv to make a contribution, and you will be glad that you did. 9:56 left to go here in the third quarter, 27-14. Minnesota Vixen, as Jerry Boykin is walking off under her own power. Looked like maybe her ankle got rolled up.
Yeah, and talking with Jeff King and Lisa King before the game, just talking about how most teams in this league, there's obstacles and things to overcome, whether it's fundraising, finding space for practices, finding fields for games, having injuries, and I think they just brought up too, coming here and interacting with Laura and James and the Minnesota Vixen, and just, continuing to compare notes on how to make this league continue to grow and be better, and with goals of having more teams like the Minnesota Vixen, with the amount of players that they have out, with the amount of fundraising that they're able to do, with the amount of fans that they put in the stands. That is the ultimate goal for this league and the vision of Lisa King.
Nina Wiggins looking left side, complete to Manning. Manning stacked up there. A couple of Vixen on the stop.
But yep, they're
marking them down for first down.
Again, another quick hitter play. It's a great play. Vixen were right there to make that tackle, but enough yards to pull off that first down, and they keep this drive alive. Almost in the red zone.
And so far on this drive, 8 passes, only 2 runs. And
you can see in the middle of your screen, to the right of your screen, James Brown in the red hat and his wife Laura Brown just in front, now kind of behind the gal in the red, the owners of the Minnesota Vixen, and have been for a number of years.
And just great owners. They truly care not only about this team but about this league. And it's just so good to be around them. They're also very fun. Washington on the carry.
And again, Crystal Ninas looks like she's out in coverage at the last second, turns her body to blitz off the edge there, and you will probably not find many more defenders in this league that have that good of response time, intuition, knows exactly where the ball's going.
And as you can see her stats right there, 26 tackles, 7 sacks, and an interception. And when she's going up against someone like Lenore Washington, she is at a significant size disadvantage, but it doesn't matter because her technique is just on point.
Yeah, she's aggressive. She gets low. She tackles at the hips. A very, very effective linebacker for the Vixen.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Handoff to Washington. Again, brought down Britta Clark there, slowing her down. A couple of other Vixen in on the tackle. And there's another third down, and she picked up 4 yards on that carry. It will be third down.
I think for the Vixen here, what Cali's kind of shown to start off this half, run, get it a little closer, It's 4 down territory in this area. Looking for those quick hitters, to their tight end, Jamie Robinson or Bree Barrett. Pick up those, 3, 4, 5 yards each run. Keep the ball moving.
And Cali War taking a timeout. They want to talk about this. 7:22 left to go here in the third. And, for them, again, we've talked several times about the Minnesota Vixen and about critical downs for them. This is a critical down here for the Cali War because even though we've still got a quarter of football, that time is ticking and they're down 13 and up against a Vixen team whose offense could explode at any moment.
And that's why this timeout was such an important timeout to take. I think this was a really smart move by Cali just to make sure that, all right, this is an important, couple downs for us here. Is everybody on the same page? Let's make sure that we, got everything squared away. We can try to get this into the end zone to make it a 1-score game as we continue here.
But we talked before about a long drive that enabled Cali War's defense to get plenty of rest. This opening drive has been 7 minutes and 33 seconds so far, and that is giving a very explosive Minnesota Vixen offense plenty of time to rest and to get ready.
Yeah, exactly. And for both these teams, neither have been very, much challenged to their breaking points or anything this year, with the exception of Cali's one loss on the year. But having a game like this where it is, harder fought, it takes a lot out of you, and that recovery time is critical.
Nina Wiggins with Washington in the backfield. She's going to throw, looking for the end zone for Barrett. Touchdown.
And Chantel showing you why she's the starting quarterback for Cali, able to throw that just over the top of Madison Schmatz, just before Krista Murakami, right down to Bree Barrett for that touchdown. And she was able to wait, too. Again, giving credit to that offensive line, giving Chantel time to let that play develop, let Bree get behind that linebacking core in front of the safeties for that touchdown.
So Cali going to be going for 2 once again. They are down 7, trying to make this a 5-point game.
We got 3 receivers out to the right here with Barrett in the slot position.
Dropping, looking in the end zone for Robinson. And that's 2.
Yeah, and when your 2 cornerback and safety out there in coverage and their helmets only come to Robinson's shoulder pads, that's a mismatch that you want to take advantage of. A very smart play call by the Cali War for that 2-point conversion.
We're going to take a look here at the touchdown pass again. And the Minnesota Vixen defense has had no answer so far today for Bree Barrett.
Yeah, and, not necessarily in the wrong position, but a great throw, great catch, just needing to close on something like that sooner. Make sure that's a contested catch and Barrett doesn't have, a free lane to make that grab and bring it in.
27-22 Vixen. What do you think they're going to be looking to do here on this next possession?
I don't think they're going to change much of their play calling. I think they want to eliminate some of those, mistakes that they had, some of the holding penalties and offsides, make sure that they're going in the right direction. I think they want to chew up clock too. They want to give their defense a break. They want to be methodical and smart about going down the field. They'll mix it run, they'll mix it pass. We'll have to see here too if looks like Grace Cooper is back in the game. She got tended to, at the end of the half there and a little bit during halftime, but she's back and ready to go.
So we've got Kaya Segula.
And Erica Rose.
Erica Rose. Like. And that is going to be Segula from the 25 up to the 40. 41-42.
It was a pretty high tackle there, able to take her down. But, not bad field position for the Vixen as they get started here.
They are going to mark that at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 from Minnesota.
And this offensive line for the Minnesota Vixen has seen some changes over the season with a few injuries. Their starting center, Maria Beck, going down before the season started, moving Charlie Barbacook into that center position and a few other people moving around. But they've been able to put together a great season and a great line. Talking with them before the game, they just talked about how the culture and the coaching has really made the difference. They've come together as this unit, not individuals, not just a tackle here and a guard there, but a unit that works together and has had some great success.
McIsaac with Cooper in the backfield, sending Barber in motion. Cooper, 45. Cooper, 50, 45, 40. Finally brought out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And I'm a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. The blocking by the wide receiving core of this Minnesota Vixen is incredible. You don't hardly see this, even at the professional level, the level of blocking that these wideouts commit to make sure that their running backs get those extra yards that they need to move down the field.
First down and 10.
And I coach a freshman football team.
Timeout, Cali.
I've used the Vixen film to show them and show my wide receivers, this is what we expect of you. This is what's needed. If you're playing wideout, you're on every play. It does not matter if it's a pass play or a run play. You're critical to the success of the play.
So we've got a timeout here with 6:49 left.
We'll take a look at this last play here too, and just keep an eye again, like I said, on Kaya Segula here in your end. Janessa White coming around to block. The offensive line continuing to block all the way down the field as best they can. Again, critical. Right there, you see you got Devin, you got Charlie Barbacook, you got, let's see, who's number 50? Apologize, Berg. My bad, Berg. Train able to pick up some hefty yards there. But
gonna pick up 6 on that play.
That's again the success of this Vixen team, that commitment to doing your job. Here's my job, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I commit to it all the way through the play as they chase after Grace Cooper to try to keep up and give her some extra help if she needs it. Another great reason why Grace Cooper has over 1,200 yards, and tonight now has surpassed, is getting close to 1,400 yards on the season.
Second down and 4. McIsaac coming in with the play. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Vixen up by 5. Three wide receivers, 1 tight end. McIsaac drops, looking for Segula. Overthrows her, incomplete.
As for Aaron McIsaac as a quarterback, when you have a Kai Segula and a Sam Barber and a Kate Murphy on the outside like that, you trust that they're going to be able to get open deep like that. And obviously, you're not going to connect on every play, but she has that confidence to throw that deep ball that they'll go get it or, knock it out if it's a little errant if they need to. But for Aaron McIsaac, this being her first full season at quarterback. It'll be her third, if you don't include the COVID year. This is her second season, but her first as a starter.
Can we just all forget the COVID year?
Yeah, collectively.
Barber once again in motion. Train Griffin. Griffin, fumble! And it looks like Cali has recovered. They indeed have recovered. And that was unfortunate because that was a good run by Train.
This is a big momentum shift. Cali able to score on their opening drive, methodically bring it down, and then Vixen are driving. They have some big plays. They're getting down the field, and then a turnover, giving it back to Cali. Train, a veteran, beating herself up. She doesn't cough up the ball much.
So let's take a look at this here.
Critical moment.
Because Train absolutely trucked our favorite truckee, Desiree Black.
But Desiree Black, as she's getting trucked and on her way down, has the presence of mind to get her hand in and strip that ball out. Because that was a big play here. If Cali can take this down and punch it in and go ahead, going into, nearing the end of the third quarter here, going into the fourth quarter, this is going to make it a nail biter.
They are starting out on the 29-yard line. They've got 4 wide receivers. Handing it. And the defense stood tall right there.
Molly Bleasy coming off the edge there.
Yes.
Great tackle. Good response by this defense, picking up their offense, saying we got your back. Now again, we'll have to see here how the secondary can respond once they go to the air again.
T. Singleton Mott losing 4 yards on that carry. It'll be second down. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Robinson, Manning, Wilson, Barrett are your receivers. Pass out in the flat to Barrett, complete. Barrett trying to turn that corner, does pick.
Then was there. Crystal Nenas able to shed that blocker back into Barrett, slow her down a little bit so that she couldn't quite get the edge. Still able to pick up about 4 on that play.
That play starting out on the 25, so you actually picked up 8 on that play. And it is going to be third down and 7.
And a new safety in for the Vixen that we haven't called her name out yet today, Wanda Carter, playing back with Michaela Soul in that safety role.
So let's see if the fresh body will help or whether or not Cali will take advantage. Again, 4 wide receivers, 1 running back in the backfield. Nina Wiggins dropping, going up top. Pass is intercepted. Pass is intercepted by number 47, Michaela Soul. And just like that, the Vixen defense with a huge turnover.
And that's the response Ryan McCauley was asking for. I was wondering if Chantel was going to go to that side with Jamie Robinson, her size and her, speed against Jamie Karshbaum of the Vixen.
Michaela Soul been picked on a couple of times tonight, but she exacts her revenge right there.
It was a little overthrown, and Michaela Soul in the right place at the right time, able to pick that off and give her offense another chance.
So here we go, the Vixen taking over on the Cali 35. They are in great field position here.
All right, and we'll see Grace Cooper back in the backfield here. You got 3 wide receivers out to Aaron's left.
McIsaac. McIsaac looking up top. And that pass
is intercepted. It looks like it was in Sam Barber's hands, but that cornerback right there able to take it out for the interception. And the Vixen and Cali just trading the ball back and forth here.
That pass intercepted by number 0, Leandra Smith.
Here it is again.
Let's take a look again. McIsaac going up top for Sam Barber. It looked like Sam Barber had it for a split second, but then right into Smith's hands.
That was a great reaction by Smith, a great grab. And I think Erin McIsaac made the right read on that play. Sam Barber was on her way to open, just a little bit underthrown, unfortunately, and Sam not able to come down with the ball.
So Cali coming back, first down.
Spreading it out again, 1 back in the backfield.
Nina Wiggins dropping, looking out there, and another interception! Wow!
Charity Steveson in for the Vixen at cornerback, able to make that interception, and I cannot believe this.
This reminds me of Super Bowl 35 when the Ravens and Giants traded touchdowns, 3 consecutive possessions. We've had 3 consecutive turnovers.
And here you can see it again. She played that amazingly well, dropping back in coverage. And then as she saw that ball go up into the air, planting her foot and going and making play. I mean, what, has it been 30 seconds and we've had 4 turnovers?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right, well, here's my bet now. The person who who turns the ball over last is not going to end up winning this game.
Let's see if the Vixen can stick this one in the end zone. McIsaac handing it to Cooper. Cooper trying to turn the corner. She is swung out.
Well defended.
Excellent
the Cali War
tackle
able to,
right there.
to continue pursuit all the way to the outside. That cornerback holding the edge and pushing her back in. Nowhere for her to cut up.
That was Tori Randall on that tackle. A beautiful job. Tori Randall shaking off that block from Segula and was able to bring Cooper down.
Good play. Made by the entire Cali War defense there. Finished off by Tori Randall.
2nd down and 13. Inside 3 minutes left to go here in the third. A tight one here in Edina. 27-22 Vixen with the 5-point.
Empty backfield here for Aaron.
McIsaac with the little handoff to Sam Barber on the right side. Barber inside the 15. A flag coming in. She's taken down at the 13-yard line. Let's see what this penalty is going to be.
It's a smart play, good design right there. Getting Sam in full speed around that corner. She read her blockers well, cutting in and out. And, able to pick up some good yardage. We'll have to see what the penalty is here, though.
And they are indeed picking that flag up. So let's take a look here and see what the officials thought they might have seen. Sam Barber turning in that corner. And Robinson just slinging her down. Maybe they thought there was a face mask or something, but that was a clean tackle.
Yeah, I think they were just discussing whether or not that was unnecessary roughness or not.
McIsaac. Barber in motion. Grace Cooper, left side. Cuts back. Inside the 10, inside the 5, still going.
That is a veteran running back for you right there. Able to shed that tackle with her power, make those cuts to cut it up. Great run.
What a run by Grace Cooper.
And just talking about Erin McIsaac before, this being her first full year at quarterback. Speaking from experience, as my first year at quarterback, it's a tough job. There's a lot that you have to figure out, and she puts a lot of pressure on herself to do well. But I have heard over and over from coaches and players on this team just how impressed they've been with her growth this year and how she stepped into this leadership role and really leads this offense.
And she's got them a little bit over a quarter away from the national championship. Cooper, right side. Didn't quite make it.
Hard run, but good tackles. That Cali, I think there was about 3 again. All working together to make that tackle and keep Grace out of the end zone. They're about a yard out now.
They are at the 1-yard line. 1:19 left to go here in the third. The Vixen trying to extend their 5-point lead.
And I think if you're the Vixen here in this situation, 2nd down and 1, you keep it on the ground. You give it to your Train, you give it to your Grace. You trust your offensive line and how they've proved themselves so much this year, and you just try to get this ball into the end zone.
The last time they were down this close, Train Griffin took it in from 3 yards.
And it looks like they have both Train and Grace in the backfield.
Yep.
And you can see Cali's preparing. They've stacked the box. About 8 in the box right there to try to stop this.
McIsaac, Cooper, going to try to turn the corner. But again, Cali has done an excellent job all night of stringing the Vixen out when they try to go wide.
And I think for Coach O'Keefe, the running backs coach, this is something that, they'll look at and talk through with Grace as she's, sprinting out to that outside to try to get the edge, to continue to look for that cut up to try to get north and south up that field towards those targets. Not sure what's going on here. Looks
late
like flag on the play. On Cali.
Unsportsmanlike. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's going to be a 1st down.
And that did get thrown from way across the field back towards the Cali bench. So I think it must have been an unsportsmanlike conduct from somebody or the team.
And penalties like that, they drive coaches nuts.
Yeah, and in this situation, I mean, that's kind of a critical penalty when you've made a stop. It's third down. You've pushed them back a couple yards. They still have some opportunities to score, but
one thing that the
putting
Vixen
your defense in a tough spot.
And one thing the Vixen don't need is additional chances to score.
Exactly.
The Vixen, they're 1 yard out. McIsaac. Cooper inside again and again. Just good interior defense. Angelique Smith with that tackle.
Absolutely. They have 9 of their 11 defenders are within 2 yards of that offensive line. They know that the Vixen want to try to get that up the gut. They know that they're trying to push, bully their way in, and they're committing to making sure that doesn't happen.
We have reached the end of the third quarter here from Edina. 1 quarter left. 15 minutes. Minnesota Vixen 27, Cali Ward 22. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this.
Going into this fourth quarter.
As you take a look here at the Division I playoff bracket, the Boston Renegades have already clinched their spot in the national championship. They beat Tampa Bay this afternoon 63-3 in Boston. And it will either be Cali or Minnesota joining them in Canton, Ohio. Second down, 4 receivers. McIsaac, end zone, touchdown! Kaya Segula.
Again, great design play, great call. Kaya Segula one-on-one, the lone receiver on that left side. Ball snap, she does one quick step and slants right across the face of that cornerback not able to react fast enough to the speed of Kaya Segula.
And there we see it right there, everything you described.
Perfectly delivered ball by Erin McIsaac right to the spot that she needed to make sure that Kaya Segula could catch that in stride and was the only one that could make a play on that.
And the Vixen are going for 2 here. They're currently up 11, trying to extend that lead to 13. And all of these extra points and 2-point conversions so critical in such a tight game. Handoff, Grace Cooper. Cooper bouncing it to the outside, but a good open field tackle right there by Jasmine Edwards. That 2-point conversion is no good. 33-22 Minnesota.
It was a great effort by Grace to try to get out of that first tackle and make it to the edge there. But again, the Cali War staying tough and staying strong out on the edges there, making those tackles, team tackling these tough Minnesota Vixen running backs.
We want to remind you that our viewers at Town Square TV is a non-profit organization. If you like what you see tonight and you want to make a donation to help with future programming, go to townsquare.tv to make your contribution. 14:57 left to go here in this fourth quarter. The Vixen with an 11-point lead.
An 11-point lead, so it's a 2-score game, but we know how fast Cali can get the ball down the field and score, ending that second half, starting from the 50-yard line with 56 seconds left to go. They were able to get it down to that 4-yard line, unable to punch it in, but they can make moves.
And that kickoff is going to go out of bounds, and we're going to get a flag.
Not sure. I'm wondering if that was an intentional squib kick that she just mishit, ending up out of bounds and allowing the Cali War to start from the 40-yard line.
As we hear in the background, the Vixen PA announcer, Brian Sweeney. For my money, the best PA announcer in the WFA.
All right, and now is the time for the Minnesota Vixen front line to get some pressure. That secondary to read the eyes and make the jump. Try to get another turnover here, and for Cali, This is still within reach here, throwing in those run plays to try to balance out your offense, pick up a few yards here and there, and then go to your, big playmakers in the air with Bree Bartlett and Jamie Robinson. Sorry, Barrett, not Bartlett.
I knew you were going to get
it. Yeah.
First and 10 for Cali. On the 40. Washington on the carry. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. They're going to mark it actually at the 45, so give her 5. Second down.
Great for first play from scrimmage there. Again, putting a little pressure on the defense in a different way, and taking some pressure off of your quarterback and your offensive line to have to hold that defensive line while she waits to pass. Again, their full playbook is available here. They don't have to go to the air and try to score quickly with 14.5 minutes left. They've proven that they can get a stop against the Vixen offense. And they got to lean on that a little bit as they try to bring this ball down the field.
5 yards they need to get to midfield for a first down. 3 receivers. Nina Wiggins handing it. Mott picks up the first down, getting across midfield to the 49. T. Singleton Mott.
And they had a couple opportunities to take her down in the backfield for a loss. You can see right here. Jocelyn Nelson just
missed.
Sliding off, unfortunately, and a couple good moves to get to the outside. Michaela Soul ultimately helping to take her down, but not until she picked up that first down.
Cali War in Minnesota Vixen territory.
And as the Vixen, too, keeping the ball in front of them, making sure there's not a big play. Make Cali have to do these little plays to get down the field, chew up that clock.
Singleton Mott with another carry. Picking up 3 yards, getting up to the 46-yard line.
And this will be just about both teams staying sharp. It's the fourth quarter. You're tired. There was a lot of adrenaline that went into that, first half, first quarter. As that starts wearing off, you get tired. This is a tough team for both teams that you're playing. Can you fight through that fatigue, fight through that mental exhaustion to stay in the game, know your assignment, and make those plays?
Nina Wiggins with 2 running backs in the backfield. She's looking up top for Wilson. That pass is tipped and intercepted. Another turnover.
And I think that was a little redemption for Leamone after her slip on that touchdown catch. Great coverage, able to get her hand on the ball and tip it to her teammate. You can see her backpedaling.
And that was Wanda Carter with the interception.
Great team effort right there. Well done in coverage, Leah, and Wanda Carter. Great job being ready to grab that tip out of the air.
The Vixen will take over at their own 29-yard line, looking to extend an 11-point lead as we see again this interception. And again, the tip and the pick.
Played so well. Leamone back in coverage, reads her wide receiver's eyes, looks back, finds the ball, and gets her hand in the right spot.
McIsaac with Grace Cooper in the backfield. And McIsaac fumbling that snap, just falling on it.
Yeah, and if you're the Vixen, and I'm sure Sean talking with McIsaac, as they're running through these plays here, this is about controlling the ball, no turnovers. I think smart right there for Aaron not to try to pick that up and make a play, but just to fall on it to make sure that that's not a turnover in this territory right now.
They lost 10 yards on that play. It'll be second down.
And I don't think, the Vixen have to keep it on the ground the whole time. I think they can continue to go through the air, but I think you tell your quarterback in this situation, we don't need to go for the long touchdown throw. Read the defense, find those little throws, find those quick ones so that you don't put the ball in danger.
McIsaac with 3 receivers. McIsaac handing it to Cooper. Cooper up over the 25 to the 26.
Good, hard, positive run, getting close to the original line of scrimmage. Makes a slightly more manageable 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd down and 13. At the 26, they need to get to the 39 for a 1st down. Clock ticking, approaching 11 minutes left to go.
I'd love to see them go back to that tight end screen again that they ran in the first half. Just pull the Cali War team, in that dead sprint to try to get to the quarterback and then dink it right over the top.
Once again, the 3 wide receiver set. McIsaac dropping, rolling right. She was looking for Sam Barber and just bounced that incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
I think that was a smart play. I think even if Sam Barber would have made that catch, it wouldn't have resulted in a 1st down. But again, you don't need to be throwing it up, being 2 scores up. Give yourself a chance to get it into a playmaker's hand and potentially, get some more yardage at least for your punter or potentially get that 1st down. I think that was a wise play. I think that was a smart play by Aaron as well.
So here we got Maryburg Ellenberger on the punt. Wobbly punt, but it did take a Minnesota Vixen bounce out of bounds at the Vixen 46. And that's where Cali will start their next series.
That was an important series for Cali for their defense right there. I mean, there was the miscue on that 1st down play where the snap was mishandled a little bit and they lost some yardage on there. But again, Cali needing to get that stop to get the ball back so they can try to close this gap here early in the 4th quarter before it starts getting too late.
10:48 left to go here in the 4th. 33-22. Vixen over the Cali War.
Looks like they're going to go back to their 3 receiver set with 2 backs in the backfield. Again, it's still an option to run that ball a little bit.
Nino Wiggins takes the snap, hands it to Washington. Washington looking to turn the corner. There's Crystal Nenas. Once again, what a tackle by Crystal Nenas, just grabbing that arm and slinging her to the turf.
Unfortunately, I'm concerned here. I think they might be calling that a penalty, tackling in that fashion, just because it puts the ball carrier in danger. We'll have to wait and see here. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're calling that a horse collar, well, or in this sense, just unnecessary roughness.
I mean,
that's a 15-yard
penalty.
penalty.
Supposed to get her down?
All right, well,
So
we'll
let's
take
take a
another
look.
look here.
We got another angle. Looks like it might have indeed been a horse collar. And, yeah, she got her right around the neck.
Yeah, that's just it's just a dangerous tackle. Puts the ball carrier in basically in an indefensible position for them. They can't control that. Unfortunate error there.
Nino Wiggins. Screen. Incomplete. Intended for Barrett.
So they're trying to set up we call it a tunnel screen, where that receiver comes back towards the quarterback, and then they send that tackle or tight end out to try to kick out if it's a linebacker or a cornerback. If Bree Barrett would have made that catch, her goal would have been to cut right up off of that tackle's backside and try to get up the field.
2nd down and 10 at the Vixen 33. We are right at the 10-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Nino Wiggins, 2 running backs in the backfield. Nino Wiggins, they again try that screen, but there's Crystal Nenas right there with the tackle.
And Crystal's one, she learns quick. They tried this a couple times in that first half and were able to get some really good yardage where that number 1 receiver outside of Barrett comes back down to take Crystal Nenas out of the play. But Nenas knows exactly where that's going, makes
right
a break
there.
on it.
Textbook tackle around the waist, 4-yard loss, 4th down.
Well
Sorry,
read.
third down.
And again, this is 2-down territory, so they have 2 downs here to get about 14 yards to get that first down.
We take another look here.
Yeah, for slightly different angle. You can see 24 trying to come in and get Crystal Nunes. You can also see, though, Vixen have made some adjustments. Those cornerbacks chasing and following to make sure they close that gap in case they do get the block on Crystal Nunes and Barrett gets to the outside. They're there to make the tackle.
Barrett in the slot. Wilson and Manning on the outside. Singleton Mott out there.
So you can see 3 plays in a row, 3 different screens. That's another well-designed play. It requires that outside backer to go from a run defense position to have to chase that running back out of the backfield. And again, you have that number 1 wide receiver coming down to make a block. Only got a few yards on that play, but still pretty effective.
It'll be 4th down and 10. They need to get to the 23-yard line for a first down. 8 minutes and 18 seconds and rolling left here in the 4th quarter.
And again, if you're the Vixen, this is what you want. You will give them 3-4 yards. You'll give them 2 yards up the middle. You'll give them 4 yards to the outside. Keep them in front, keep them inbounds, keep the clock running. Nothing over the top.
Nina Wiggins. She's going left. She's looking up top for Wilson. Incomplete, in and out of her hands.
Yes.
Turnover on downs, and I know she's going to kick herself because she was wide open.
She was wide open, and Jamie Karshbaum able to recover enough to potentially get her arms in the way here. We'll see. She's open. You can see her. Karshbaum able to get maybe enough to distract from making that catch. Oh, yeah, she's going to be kicking herself. That's a tough miss.
So the Vixen with 7:51 left here in the 4th and an 11-point lead. Time is now a factor for Cali.
Absolutely, and if you're a Vixen, this is when you keep it on the ground. This is when you do your best to keep it on the ground and keep the chains moving, stay in bounds.
So we should be getting heavy doses of Cooper and Train, huh?
I would think so. I wouldn't be surprised. Sean gets, he'll get fancy sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron McIsaac keeps it.
Well, there's Grace Cooper right there. Cooper, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, down to the 30-yard line. What a run by the All-American.
And that's it right there. You know what they're going to do, but that's a good offense. If if the defense knows what you're going to do, but
and right here, if anybody doesn't know about Grace Cooper, this run personified it right here.
Yeah, she's been working hard on power, strength. You see that at the beginning, shedding that first tackle. But she is also a track athlete in a former life, and you can see her turn on the jets when she gets into that open field.
First down and 10.
Yeah, and they've asked a lot of Grace this game.
Going up top, and there's the flag. They were going up top for Kaya Segula. Segula fell. Looked like she was tripped. They're going to get pass interference here on the first down.
There was contact as Grace was going out for the ball. I think they're discussing it right now. I think I'm going to guess the conversation right now is whether that ball was catchable or not.
Clock is stopped with 7:12 left.
Yeah, and Grace, getting subbed out, getting a deserved break after that last play.
And they are picking this one up.
Yep. Uncatchable ball is what they're calling right now, which just means, yes, there was contact on Kaya before the ball got there, but they're saying that the ball was not actually catchable with the direction that she was heading. She would not have been able to make a play on it even if they hadn't touched her.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 30. The Minnesota Vixen are 7 minutes and 12 seconds away from an American Conference championship and a spot in the national championship game. McIsaac. McIsaac hands it to Train with the spin down to the 25-yard line, picking up 5.
And Jamie Robinson on that tackle there with Desiree Black again. Jamie Robinson playing both sides of the ball tonight.
And here come the Vixen back up to the line of scrimmage, 3rd down. And that pass incomplete, in and out of the hands of Sam Barber. That was a 1st down in the making.
I'm surprised by this play call, because off the hands of Sam Barber and almost into the hands of a Cali War defender. I'm not sure. I understand, keep the playbook open. You trust your offense, you trust your quarterback, you trust your wide receivers. But in a situation like this where it's a 2-score game, you're still moving the ball down the field, you have an opportunity to run more time off the clock. You stop the clock with a incompletion right there.
Did they think Cali was going to, load up for a run?
Well, they have been loading up, and if I were Cali, I'm assuming that they're going to run. So they're loading up the box. I think Sean trying to be opportunistic to take advantage of that and get the ball out into a wide receiver's hands. But, again, I think in a situation like this, you really want to. And we have a stoppage in play because some fireworks are just going off just south of the stadium here.
That was a little bit more than odd.
And Sean calling a timeout as well, just to talk to his offense. 4th down play, make sure everybody's on the same page again. Somebody just found one in the back of the garage that didn't get shot off during the 4th of July or something. And
And just for all of you watching here, several times, Kirsten has mentioned Sean. She's not talking about me. She's talking about the offensive coordinator, Sean Matson. Just thought I would clear that. You were just off headset. You've been talking about Sean all night. You haven't been talking about me.
No.
You're talking about Sean Matson.
I'm talking Sean Matson.
The Vixen
offensive
coordinator.
Yep. Yep.
As
Also,
we hear the...
We just got an update.
The organ music, I didn't know we became a Major League Baseball team. You got an update for us.
I got an update. Grace Cooper, now on the year, has 1,393 yards.
Wow. In any league, when you rush for almost 1,400 yards, you're doing some damage.
It's pretty awesome.
McIsaac dropping on 4th down, going for it all, incomplete. Pass intended for Kaya Segula. Turnover on downs with 6:40 left. That's a lot of time to leave Cali.
Yeah, and I'm curious to know on that play what the route was supposed to be. I'm not sure if Kaya got spun around a little bit with the defender or if McIsaac threw more of a go route instead of a corner route, but she had her wide open. She did. She had her wide open again, unable to connect. And again, like you said, it leaves the door open for Cali to do something with it.
Well, the old adage in football is defense wins championships. And if the Vixen are going to win a championship, their defense, they're going to have to make a stop or two here.
Yep, and like we talked about before, this is still a 2-score game. Keep them in front, give them a couple yards here, a couple yards there, try to get them, tackle them inbounds so that they have to chew up a lot of that clock and don't give themselves as much time, if they get the ball back later.
So here comes Cali War and Chantel Nino Wiggins handing it. Washington blasting through the hole. Washington up to the 34-yard line. And very close to a 1st down, maybe a yard short.
What I think you'd want to see here is, more of a hurry-up offense for Cali.
They need 2 scores.
They need 2 scores. They need to try to get up to the ball and get this going as fast as possible. It looks like Lisa King calling some of the plays here. She's trying to get a new player in and out each play to bring that play in, hopefully to speed up the team here a little bit.
They have their tight end, Jamie Robinson, split wide to the right, and she has always been difficult. So let's see if the ball might go in their direction. No, they're going to hand it off to Washington up the middle, who's going to pick up a 1st down, up over the 40-yard line, up to about the 43. They mark it at the 42. It'll be 1st down and 10. But that clock continuing to burn, 5:45 left to go.
And, successful plays. They've gotten yards, they've gotten 1st downs. But again, with that clock running and the speed at which they're, getting the next play in and getting up to the line, I think they need just a slightly more sense of urgency here.
Nina Wiggins handing it off. That is Singleton Mott. And again, getting a couple of yards.
Jocelyn Nelson able to make that tackle. And exactly right, able to get a couple yards, but you're losing time.
I mean, Minnesota will take that. And again, Cali going back to the huddle.
And I mean, the other thing, too, is it's not like they haven't been as successful through the air. You know, yes, they've had a few interceptions. Yes, they've had, you know, some dangerous moments there. But in a situation like this, you know, I think your season's on the line here. I think you got to go for it.
4:45 left to go. Nina Wiggins in the shotgun as she's been in all game. Dropping, looking right. There's a screen pass, and Madison Schmatz was right there.
Great tackle. Good read. Way to close on that pass. The running back out of the backfield there.
That was T. Singleton Mott, who caught the ball and went about 3 centimeters before she was met by Madison Schmatz.
She comes in looking like she's going to give her a hug and takes her to the ground.
And look who else was in on that tackle. Number 15, Crystal Nenas.
Just another reason why she's one of those All-American players for the Vixen.
A Cali timeout. The clock stops with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go.
And I think after this timeout, we're going to see an adjustment to how they're running their offense. I think we are going to see a little bit more speed with which they get the plays in. They get up to the line. They start again. But hurry-up offense is tough. It's a hard thing to run. You know, a timeout here, as the coach and the offensive coordinator, you probably give them 2 plays. Here's our 2 plays. We're going to run these back-to-back so that you have them ready to go. They can get up to the line. Don't waste time between plays. You know, and then again, hurry up that offense, get the play in, get them ready to go. And if you're the defense for the Vixen, this is, again, keep them in front. Nothing over the top. So those cornerbacks and those safeties, they have to drop in coverage, make sure none of the Cali War wide receivers can get behind them. Keep it all in front, slow them down a little bit, make them take the time off the clock.
And in crunch time, we just saw Ryan McCauley bringing back in number 96, Cynthia Red Bryant.
Yeah, Red coming off for, I think, probably a breather quick. Sheena Reed covering for her and staying in there as well, keeping those 2 in to try to cause some havoc in the backfield here.
3rd down and 11. There's a flag on that play. Incomplete. That pass was intended for number 19, Delaney Hall. But there's a flag on the play.
And it looks like they're counting the Cali War players right now. Concerned that there's potentially too many players on the field. And the Vixen are going to decline that penalty so that they make sure that the down changes instead of giving them another chance.
So it will be 4th down.
I am going to give major credit to the Cali War offensive line this game. Chantel has not been touched. No sacks, no touches. I mean, the defensive line they got a hand on the ball once, tipped the ball, but she stayed clean this whole game.
And we are talking about a very good defensive line.
Impressive against this defensive line and the linebacking core. Yeah, definitely something to hang their hats on. No matter the end result of this game, that's a huge accomplishment for this team.
4 minutes and 7 seconds left. 4th down and 11. This could be a championship down right here for the Minnesota Vixen.
And it looks like they might be punting.
Well, they've got their punter in. They had Erica Collins, number 1, lined up. She is their punter.
Final timeout for Cali.
In that type of situation, you got to think fake.
I don't know why you would punt it in this situation. Again, we talked about this before. This is to end the season here. Somebody is done. This is the last, potentially even for some of them, the last snap they might play. You'd think with 4 minutes left, there's still time. For a team with this passing attack, there's still time. So setting up in a punt formation, I'm assuming even no matter what formation they come out, Ryan McCauley is going to continue to keep his defense in their regular defense. So even if they do punt it, they'll let them give them the ball back. But I think that's why Cali is reassessing what they're going to call it this time.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 4 receivers out. 1 running back staying in probably to help with protection.
The rumbling of the stands here, the fans on their feet, stomping. Nino Wiggins drops, looks, passes incomplete.
And her favorite target, very smartly blanketed both by Crystal Nenas and Madison Schmatz. That was a tough throw to try to thread that in there again. They've done it this game already, but unable to accomplish it that time. And I think in this situation.
And I noticed there the clock did not run on that play. There's still 4:07 showing on the clock.
We might have to go chat with our cohorts up here, see what was going on. But that being said, 4 minutes left on the clock. Yes, there's still time on the clock. There's still opportunity. This game is definitely not over. However, with the Vixen, with the ball, the ability to run the ball without Cali War having any timeouts remaining, unable to stop the clock. I think in this position, it's run, and you don't really care necessarily getting that, how many yards you get. You got to keep that clock running.
McIsaac in the shotgun. She's got Grace Cooper back there with her.
Protect
and
that
there's
ball.
A sack right there.
Yep. Not sure the design of that play, but again, as long as you're protecting the ball, and you want to tell your quarterback here, tuck that ball.
Yeah,
get both arms on it. That was a little bit more dangerous keeping it out there, but
that snap was to her right. I don't
correct.
And Grace Cooper was lined up to her left. I don't know if that was a design handoff and it was just because of the snap.
Just because of the snap, she decided to take it, and not a bad idea, right? Just take some time off the clock, run away. But again, as the quarterback, she's not a day in and day out running back, so tucking that ball in a situation like that is not second nature yet.
2nd down and 18. They're going to hand it to Cooper, going left side, cuts back inside, picks up about 3 on the play, burns some clock. It'll be 3rd down
and
about 15 as we approach 3 minutes.
Offensive lineman number 84, Nicole Chimko-Fahey, they're staying on her block all the way out there. The commitment to the blocking, like we've talked about before, keeping her arm on there, keeping her feet going to try to stay in front to give Grace Cooper time to make that cut and pick up a couple yards.
2:45 left to go here in this American Conference Championship game. McIsaac sending Barber in motion. Aaron will keep, cuts back inside, down to the 45.
I've been waiting for that play all game, and Cali has been really smart and disciplined about that. They've kept their, the backside defensive end is keying in on the quarterback, making sure that she can't tuck it down. Aaron was able to avoid her on that first tackle, get a few yards, but we're going into 4th down territory here.
We're approaching 2 minutes left, 4th down and 14. The ball is on the Cali War 45. We are now inside 2 minutes.
And you can see the Vixen standing around and waiting. They were looking at that back judge who is counting down the play clock. Ryan McCauley's going to call a timeout right at the end of that. Time to eat up as much of the time as possible before this 4th down play.
1 minute, 44 seconds left here in the American Conference Championship. The Vixen leading 33-22. 4th down and 14. Vixen with 3 wide receivers. McIsaac in the shotgun. McIsaac drops, and it's going to be a pooch punt.
I think that was actually Kaya Segula back there.
It very well may have been. I didn't put my binoculars up. As that ball is going to be down at the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Cali with 1:33 left to go.
That was a pretty smart play there, actually. Hey, everybody.
Hi,
watching.
How you doing?
Pretty smart play setup, actually. Set up in a normal-looking offense. Kaya is one of your backup quarterbacks. You force the defense to have to continue to play regular defense instead of put somebody back to retrieve that punt and have a chance to advance or even potentially take it for 6. So a really smart play call there. Instead of putting your punt team out there, letting Kaya Segula pooch kick that so they don't have a chance to return it.
Well, it looks like some people are going to have to make some reservations for hotel rooms in Canton. The Minnesota Vixen are a minute 33 away.
This is an exciting moment for a lot of these players, have the opportunity to go back to a championship game again. You know, Red Bryant, Moose Raylander, 23-year veterans, to be able to head back to another national championship game is pretty special, pretty exciting.
First down and 10. Complete to Robinson. Robinson met there. Madison Schmatz.
These are tough hits and good tackles, but I'm thinking Ryan McCauley might want to do some more drills about getting low and aiming for the hips and the ankles. Still effective, but.
So the Cali War, Cali will finish out the season 7-2. Your Minnesota Vixen, they are going to go to 8-0. And in 2 weeks, going to try to make it 9-0 and a national championship. Pass over the middle, complete to Robinson. Too many Vixen to name on that tackle. Clock ticking down to 45, down to 40.
Yeah,
fans here in the stands starting to clap. They know
I was just going to say that. You can start to feel that energy. You can start to feel all those Vixen on their feet, watching their defense, cheering them on, getting excited as that clock winds down.
And there it is, Michaela Soul waving her arms. The players down there on the sideline jumping around. Nina Wiggins drops. She's looking down the middle. Complete. And that was Bree Barrett still dragging tacklers down to the 34-yard line.
And I love this. Get up the line. Chantel's getting her team ready. Get him up there. Try to get one more play in as soon as they set these.
I mean,
ball.
This is what you do in these situations. You keep playing until the final whistle.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Snap that ball, Chantel.
Final play of the game. So appropriate, an interception. Amanda Atkins, she's going to end it for the Minnesota Vixen. They are headed to Canton, Ohio to the national championship game.
A well-fought game on both sides. Well played. A challenge to both defenses, a challenge for both offenses. The Minnesota Vixen just making a few more plays, able to pull off a few more runs, a few more passes, a few more tackles. That is one excited group out there.
The final score here from Edina. The Minnesota Vixen 33, the Cali War 22. The Minnesota Vixen are the 2021 American Conference champions. And they will be heading to Canton July 24th, 2 weeks from tonight, to face the Boston Renegades for the Division I National Championship. As we see the players lining up here for the post-game handshake. There it is right there. There's your bracket. The Minnesota Vixen advance.
What a great season for the Vixens so far, and the fact that they get to continue and take it to Canton is, everything that they had set up and their goals that they had set for themselves this year. And for Cali, our hats off to them. They played a tough game, putting the Vixen even in a position they hadn't been in this year, playing from behind for that period of time. But again, a tough team. They got a lot of new players, new rookies. Talking with Jeff and Lisa King before the game, they're excited about the potential that this team has going forward, as they continue to try to build.
And there you are looking at the American Conference champion, Minnesota Vixen. Lined up there, they are so excited. They are headed to Canton. And here comes Cali War for the handshake. Again, your final score, Minnesota 33, Cali 22. Congratulations to Coach Ryan McCauley and the Minnesota Vixen. They have one more hill to climb in 2 weeks against Boston. we're going to wrap this here up from Edina, Minnesota. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening on Town Square TV. For Kirsten Hansen, for our entire Town Square TV crew, I'm Sean Parker. The Vixen are headed to the national championship. We'll see them in 2 weeks in Canton. So long, everybody.